Hey everybody, it's Theresa here of Larkindesign. And today I wanted to share with you an instructional video for the print to pocket action number 2. This is an action that takes a full-size photo, whether it's from your DSLR or from your iPhone or any other digital media. It crops the photo into 12 by 12. It also offers options for brightening, sharpening, and resizing the photo. And then it breaks your photo up into a template that will then save the photos and allow you to print them as 4 by 6 photos. I have the photo itself opened, and the template itself is opened as well. And so the action, you will get to watch the action run through all of its steps, and at the end that photo will be in this template and ready for printing on 4 by 6 printable photos. So starting in the photo itself, I'm going to run the action. And so let me show you. This is the action itself, the Larkindesign action 02. 12 by 12. And so actions are a series of recorded steps that you can save in Photoshop and run over and over and over again to repeat the same steps. And this can help you simplify your process, and of course is what we are all about at Larkindesign, which is uncomplicating your memory keeping. And so if you have never worked with actions before, you have an action menu here on this side, on the right hand side of your screen. I'm working in Photoshop CC, by the way. So in Elements, you can load and run actions, but you cannot create them yourself. But you should be able to load them and run them in Elements and in the CC version. If you don't see this column here, then go to Window, and you'll click this button right here, and that will make the actions appear. And so in order to load your action, click on this hamburger menu in the upper right hand corner and click Load Actions. Go to your folder where you have the ATN file saved, and click on it and press Load, and then it will show up in this menu. So I'm just going to do the simplified action for you today, and I'm going to go ahead in the photo itself. I'm going to go ahead and click on the action and press play. And so the first step is that it does a simple brighten, sharpen, and resize. And so this is typically how I brighten my photos. You can adjust these sliders a little bit if you want it brighter. If you want the shadows to be a little bit darker, you can pull this curve down here. This is the curves menu. And actually I really like how that made the shutters pop, and it makes the whites a little bit whiter when you pull this curve up. So I'm going to press OK, and then it will continue going through the steps. And so it will resize, it will crop your original photo, and then it will begin dragging the pieces of the photo into the template. So I'm just going to let it run here. And at the end, you will have 6 images that are ready for printing. And of course, notice in the 3 by 4 photos, you'll have a bit of an edge in the center because your 3 by 4 pockets are just a little bit narrower than your 4 by 6 pockets to accommodate the seam. So once you have all 6 images set, once they're all created in Photoshop, you can save. It prompts you to save your images. So press continue, and simply tell it where you want to save your images. And so I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder. This is my final layout in my 2018 album. So I'm just going to do make a folder for that layout for the final page, and then save. And when it does this for each of those images. And when you do that, you have the option, if you want to add more text before or after this, you can. We have designed this so that it saves the photos according to where they are in the layout. If you are sending your photos off to Persnickety Prints, they will print the file name on the back of it. So I recommend that you type in the year and the week in front of this, if that's what you're wanting to do. If you're just printing them at home, I still recommend saving your edited copies in case you come back and you find that you want to print them again later on down the road. So I'm just going to go through each of these photos and save them one at a time. And while I'm running through this, I'm noticing a few little details that I'm going to go back and edit after the action is done. And I think at this point it is done. You can always click on the action. Yeah, it is done. Okay, and so now you can see that the whole image has been brought into the original template. And I recommend at this point, save your template now that has been edited, and we're just going to drop that into our final page. And that again is in case you need to go back and print again, or if you want to change any of the elements. And so now I'm going to go back here, and I recommend at this point double check all of your images. Sometimes Photoshop gets wonky and it might bring it into the canvas off-centered or something. For example, right here you can see that there's a little bit of that block behind it. If that happens, simply right click and unlink your layers. Right click, and it doesn't want to let me do that. Unlink layers. Oh, I see. It's locked. Unlink your layers and unlock your layers. Okay. And so once you unlock your layers and unlink them, there we go, then you'll be able to nudge that photo over. So click on the photo layer itself and then use your arrow tool. When you're in the move tool, use your arrow tool to slide that over, and that way you won't have that. Now this seam again, leave that there so that you know where to crop the 3x4 photos when you get them back. And then once you do that, save that image again. Remember to save it as a JPEG. And it will bring up a screen. Do you want to replace? Wait, your JPEG options. You want it at full size. I'm sorry, the computer is laggy when it's on screen capture. Okay, and then the others, yep, that one shows that as well. So let me nudge that. I'm going to use the up arrow on my keyboard and then save it as a JPEG. Okay, check that one. Yep, it doesn't always do this. every once in a while it gets a wild hair. So I'm going to, whoops, not that one, this one. Again, on my, using my keyboard and the up arrow. Okay, and that one looks pretty good too. So at this point, they are all ready to print, and the template itself has been filled in, and I'll just show you again in that folder what the saved images look like. There they all are, and that's why it wasn't, Photoshop will copy that image and write it as a copy and save it as a copy. So then if you do make edits, then you want to keep the original, or the one that does not have copy on it. Because once you close out these images, then you will only have flattened JPEGs, and you'll have to, if you want to make edits, you'll have to run the action again. And obviously it takes like 3 minutes to run the action, so that's not such a big deal. Hopefully that is helpful to you when you're wanting to use a full-size print in your 12 by 12 pocket pages. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.